Cairo, 2014. Picture it. That heavy, almost suffocating summer air in Shams. You've got the city hum in the background, maybe shouts from a distant market. That smell of dust and heat.
But inside one apartment, the sounds are sharper. Way sharper. And, well, familiar to the neighbors, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's this long-running battle, isn't it? You hear the yelling, the accusations, maybe things being thrown, just awful, raw marital conflict.
For years. Over a decade, really. But then one day it just stops.
Right. A sudden, really chilling silence. And that quiet, that abrupt end to the noise, that's where we're starting today.
Yeah.
We're diving into a truly brutal story, a cautionary tale, really, about how a lifetime of inaction, of passivity, can curdle into something horrific.
It really is the perfect, maybe terrifying example of that saying, beware the fury of a patient man.
In Arabic, zero huswa.
Exactly. We're looking at Emad Ramadan, a man apparently known only for his weakness, his passivity.
And how that patience finally, catastrophically snapped. So let's start with Emad himself. From Ain Shams, middle-class background, but his defining trait among everyone who knew him, just weakness.
Yeah, the descriptions are pretty stark. Pathologically weak, almost.
Yeah.
Avoided neighbors, kept to himself. And apparently when he did try to talk to friends, he just couldn't form an opinion.
No conviction.
None. No backbone. It wasn't just being shy. It sounds like a fundamental lack of something, which, made him easy to dominate.
And that really set the scene for the marriage, didn't it? He's just a teenager, 17, gets engaged to Sahar. She's a neighbor, 2 years younger.
Right, and her background was less stable. Mother cleaned houses, father was deceased. They got married 5 years after the engagement.
And the impact of Imad's passivity, it shows up almost right away.
Oh, yeah. 2 years in, he finds out Sahar's brothers are, heavily involved in drug trafficking.
Which is huge. I mean, that's serious criminality potentially coming right into his home, affecting his future family.
Absolutely. A stronger person might have laid down the law, demanded she cut contact, maybe even considered separation.
But Emad couldn't. That defining weakness meant he just couldn't stop her seeing them, couldn't confront the issue.
He just absorbed it. And that failure, that lack of setting a boundary right there, it sort of became the pattern for their whole marriage.
Okay, so fast forward 11 years. They've got 2 kids by now, but the marriage.
It's completely deteriorated.
Yeah.
Sahar's behavior just kept escalating. Constant yelling, always undermining him, challenging his authority. Then she started staying out late, wouldn't say where.
And eventually refused intimacy, too.
Exactly. It seems like she was pushing back, asserting control wherever she could because he offered so little resistance initially.
But it's interesting, isn't it? If he was so passive, why didn't he just withdraw completely? Why did this specific thing, the suspicion of betrayal, finally make him act?
That's the really key psychological point here, I think. The material suggests his weakness wasn't apathy. It was an inability to handle confrontation. But infidelity, that's different. It's a direct invasion, maybe, something he couldn't just absorb or ignore.
So the passive man becomes an investigator.
Pretty much. He couldn't let it go. His suspicion finally boils over when Sahar says she's visiting a friend, but she's gone for over 3 hours.
And this is where he finally takes action. He actually calls the friend.
Yep. Confirmed Sahar wasn't there. She'd lied.
So when she gets back, he confronts her.
And her reaction is, it's fast, she was ready, sticks to the first lie initially, but when Emad calls her out, says he knows she wasn't there.
She just pivots.
Instantly. Weaves a whole new story. Oh, she was actually at the hospital visiting the sick brother of a different friend. And she hid it because, she knew Emad would disapprove.
Wow. Playing on his potential insecurities, making him seem like the controlling one.
Exactly. But Emad, having taken that first step, he actually follows through again. He forces himself to check the second story.
And discovers?
The friend's brother. Not sick, not in the hospital, another lie. You have to imagine the effort this took for him, this man who avoided conflict at all costs.
It doesn't sound like rage driving him yet, more like grim determination.
Yeah, like painstaking, forced action. So he confronts her again, second time. And this time, the lies just crumble.
She confesses.
She does. Admits she'd been seeing another man for 3 months. Says she's unhappy, wants a divorce.
So the quiet man, pushed this far, finally reacts, goes to her family, tries to expose her, even questions if the kids are his.
But Sahar is, again, one step ahead. Or maybe just better at confrontation.
She denies everything to them.
Completely denies it. And then she turns it around, claims Emad is the one lying, trying to trash her reputation so he can get out of the divorce without paying support.
Just flips the whole narrative.
Totally. It becomes this huge, ugly scene. And in the heat of that moment, Emad actually divorces her.
Right.
Right there.
Finally, maybe some resolution.
You'd think so, but no. Less than a week later, Sahar's back.
What?
Pleading forgiveness, for the sake of the children, the classic line.
And Emad, the man who couldn't sustain confrontation.
He takes her back. He caves. But crucially, he never forgives her. So they're back together, but the dynamic is even worse. Poisoned.
And that's when it really spirals.
Immediately. Rapid escalation. The arguments get louder, more vicious. And then they start threatening each other with knives.
With the children present.
Often right in front of the kids, yes. It's horrific, both of them. Wielding knives, threatening murder.
Emad must have felt completely trapped. He tries to escape again, right? Divorces her a second time.
He does. Tries to move on, even gets engaged to someone else. He's desperately seeking an exit that doesn't involve direct, sustained battle with Sahar.
But Sahar won't let him go.
No. She finds out about the engagement, shows up at the celebration, creates an absolutely enormous public scene.
And threatens him?
Threatens to kill him if he marries anyone else. Publicly. And for Emad, this conflict-avoidant man, that's it. That's the final nail. He feels totally cornered.
So he cancels the engagement because of her threat.
He does. He realizes he can't fight her. He can't leave her peacefully. The options in his mind are narrowing drastically. Maybe, just maybe, the only way out he can see is permanent removal.
And then relatives intervene again, forcing another reconciliation.
One last time. They push them back together. Emad agrees, but he tries to set a strict condition.
What was it?
Sahar is forbidden. Forbidden from leaving the house, forbidden from visiting anyone unless he's with her.
And she agrees.
She agrees. But, everyone, probably including Emad, knew she had no intention of sticking to it.
And the neighbors, they knew things were bad.
Oh, definitely. They heard the constant loud arguments. They specifically heard the threats, kill threats, flying back and forth. The silence was never going to last.
Which brings us back to that specific day in 2014. Sahar wants to visit her cousin.
Emad refuses. Predictably, the argument ignites. But this time, something's different in Emad.
He's not just tired of the yelling.
He's exhausted by years of his own paralysis, his inability to manage this, to escape it, and he decides, okay, it's time. Time to enact the plan. The one that guarantees freedom.
A plan he'd been thinking about.
For a long time, it seems. Quietly considering it.
The shift is just chilling. He sends the children outside to play first.
Yes. Clears the space. Then he tries one last time. Almost clinically. Tells her, I know you're still seeing him.
And when she yells back?
He's not engaging anymore. He's just focused. How do I end this? How do I get rid of this conflict permanently?
Then Sahar grabs a knife, threatens him, like maybe she'd done before.
Exactly. But this time, Emad is faster. Ready. He disarms her, and then he stabs her once, powerfully in the neck.
And just like that, the passive man becomes a killer.
The man who couldn't even tell his wife to stop seeing drug dealers. Now, he waits, makes absolutely sure she's dead.
Then the cover-up starts.
And it's methodical, calculated. He hides the body in the bedroom wardrobe, cleans up all the blood, meticulously, in less than half an hour.
And the children, when they come back.
He tells them their mother packed her bags and left. Gone to her aunt's house, maybe, just gone.
The calculation continues the next day. He goes out, buys a large barrel.
His plan, put the body inside, seal it, let it decompose for 2 or 3 months, then dispose of it.
But there's a problem, a practical one.
The body doesn't fit. Not completely. And this next step is what really elevates the horror, isn't it? It moves it beyond a crime of passion, arguably.
Yeah. He has to dismember the body.
He realizes he has to cut the body into 2 halves to get it in the barrel.
That detail alone is horrific. But the forensic evidence later adds another layer entirely.
It's the absolute pivot, the key detail. The medical examiner finds she was severed. Not with a knife.
Which is what Emad claimed he used for everything.
Right, he claimed he just used the same knife. But forensics showed it was done with an electric saw.
An electric saw, that changes everything. That implies planning, forethought.
It implies acquiring a specific tool for dismemberment, possibly well before that final argument. How does the guy who can't form an opinion suddenly have an electric saw ready for this?
It suggests the disposal was planned, even if the final stabbing was arguably spontaneous. It points towards a much colder, more calculated mindset, driven by that need for control, maybe, not just rage.
Exactly. The violence seems rooted in finally ending the conflict he couldn't manage any other way. So, phase 3, misdirection,
He goes to Sahar's family.
pretending to be worried. Is Sahar with you? Maybe she ran off with her brother, playing the concerned husband, asking them to call him if they hear anything.
But his plan starts to unravel after 3 days.
Nature takes over. The smell. A strong odor starts coming from the kitchen where he's hidden the barrel.
He tries to fix it.
Buys gypsum and cement, frantically tries to seal the barrel lid completely, contain the smell, a desperate move.
And then he makes a mistake.
A big one. In his panic, he calls Sahar's cousin,
The very person she wanted to visit that day.
the one, asking if Sahar is there. And this overly worried behavior, it's just too much, too unusual. It finally clicks for Sahar's family. Something is seriously wrong.
So they show up at the apartment. Her mother, aunt, some friends.
They demand answers. What happened? Did you call the police? Did you file a report?
Emad knows the game is up.
He senses it, tells them, oh, I'm just leaving now to file the report. But instead, he runs,
Flees the city.
heads straight for Alexandria, plans to live under an alias, just disappear.
But back at the apartment.
As soon as he's gone, the family follows that overwhelming smell. Straight to the kitchen. They manage to open the barrel.
And they find her.
Her remains, cut in two. They alert the neighbors, the police. It's over.
The investigation confirms everything. Death by neck stab 3 days prior. And that crucial detail.
The electric saw, which contradicts Emad's confession about only using the knife. It solidifies the premeditation aspect, at least regarding the disposal.
The case blows up, obviously. Becomes high profile.
Emad realizes there's no hiding. Not from something like this. He comes back to Cairo,
And surrenders.
turns himself in, confesses to the whole thing, the murder, the plan, everything.
And the end result. For the man who spent his life avoiding confrontation.
Trial, sentence, death.
It really does circle back entirely to that proverb, doesn't it? The fury of the patient man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See him absorbing everything for years. Her brother's drug dealing, the infidelity, the constant arguments, the knife threats, the public humiliation at his engagement.
All because he was too fundamentally weak, it seems, to navigate conflict, to assert himself, or even just manage a divorce properly.
Right. He couldn't handle the process of separation, so he was trapped.
So when we step back, what do we take away? How much of that final brutal act was pure rage, and how much was calculated necessity? The only solution his trapped, passive mind could devise to finally end the conflict.
It feels like a terrifying blend of both. The weakness didn't just enable the abuse he suffered. It ultimately enabled the horrific solution he chose. He couldn't find a healthy way out.
So the passivity itself became the engine for the final violence.
Perhaps. Maybe the real warning isn't just about a patient man's fury, but about the danger of suppression itself. When someone bottles up conflict, avoids setting boundaries for so long, the eventual explosion isn't just release.
It's calculation, destruction.
It can be. The energy needed to finally break free becomes so immense, it bypasses healthy resolution and goes straight to extreme measures. That's the devastating psychological cost of choosing passivity when confrontation is necessary.